Welcome to Made for More podcast, where faith and personal growth converge. I'm Julia, and I'm honored to guide you on a journey of empowerment and transformation alongside our occasional co-host, Omar. We are passionate believers and advocates for unlocking your God-given full potential. Join us as we explore the intersection of faith, life, business, and relationships, igniting a fire within to embrace the truth that your life is destined for greatness. Together, we'll uncover strategies, insights, and stories that inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Get ready to embark on a fulfilling quest towards personal and professional fulfillment, guided by faith and the unwavering belief that you, my friend, are made for more. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the next episode of Julia Keeps It Real. So I want to just kind of have a quick episode on taking action. This month in Faith+Freedom+Flow F3 Club, we are talking about action, and not only talking about it, but being about it. And so I share, and I think I probably have shared on season 1, like my daily trackers and things I did to help me reach my goals. So back in 2020 and 2021, I had a binder, and I had, like last year, 10 major goals that I was trying to accomplish. And I probably overdid it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was like, this is way too many goals. Like, I'm only one person. There's only 365 days in a year. And although I crushed all of them, I either completed all of them or I made significant progress on like 2 of them. Because some of them were like dream goals that like, I want to just step closer to those things, right? So I was very proud of myself for doing that and killing it. But I knew going into 2022, I was like, I need to tone it down a notch. So I cut my list in half, and I decided on 5 goals, 5 new goals that I would want to crush for 2022. And it has been slow as far as that's been a goal for me, is to slow down and to take time and be and just enjoy the moment. So therefore, I'm not so like goal driven, which gets on my nerves. But then I'm like, no, I know the Lord has me. I know I've prayed to him about my goals, and I'm partnering him in my life. And it's funny how it happens, you guys, but you will start to sometimes have unexpected blessings, unexpected surprises and miracles and things that happen. And I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? I wasn't expecting that, and not even realizing it, but it goes along with some of those goals that I want, but maybe I wasn't taking the time to do. So I say all that to say, I'm actually going to talk about how to have a healthy balance, though, of taking time, slowing down, being in the moment, enjoying life, and being a human being, right? Like we talked about, but at the same time, like, faith without works is dead. Like, if you're not putting in the work, if you're not showing up, if you're not being consistent, if you're not trying to be a better version of you, you're going to have the same year. So how to balance that is hard. But my tip for you is to either grab that grow journal and just literally your 5 goals. Let's say it's to lose weight. Let's say it's double your income, complete your Bible. Like, those are some of mine, right? So I have that, I typed it up on a template, okay? And on the other side of that template, so it's like a T-chart. You could do it in your journal, but then you have to write your 5 goals every day. And I wanted to save myself some time, so I just typed it up and made copies of my 5 goals, okay? So then I look at myself, and I'm not doing it that much this year because I kind of wanted to give myself a little bit of flexibility and a little bit of a break on it, because again, I'm on a slow down season. But for 2 years, y'all, I did this almost every single day. So like 90% of the time for 2 years, made it into a binder. I would go at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. If I missed a day, I would go like the next morning and look back and be like, okay, what was that 1%? What was that one step? What was that small thing that I did that helped me get a little bit closer to this goal? I think sometimes, you guys, we have these big goals in life, whether that's to get married, whether that's to own a home, to start your own business, to make 6 figures, to, be smaller and have a 6-pack, whatever it is, to be able to fit back in your jeans before you're a mom, right? Like, we have these goals, and we just think like if we think about it and we want it bad enough, it's just going to happen. And that doesn't work. Like, And it doesn't just happen overnight either. Even if we're like, okay, how many of y'all done this? Because I'm guilty as charged. I'm like, all right, I'm going to lose 15 pounds. And then I'm like, all right, let me go on this walk, run, jog. All right, let me eat a little healthy. Let me get a salad today. I'm gonna get that little Chick-fil-A salad. But, you know, I'm gonna get some water with it, even though it's like fried chicken, but it's still a salad with some lettuce. And then 3 days go by and I feel like I've done decent. And I get on the scale and I'm like, 1 pound or like no pounds, or I feel the same, right? And you're expecting these drastic results because you did something drastic for 3 days. It does not work that way. And we know this. Like, if we know this, why do we continue to go back to that? Why? Because habits and discipline is hard, right? But you do things all the time. You just have to figure out, okay, if I brush my teeth every day, if I shower every day, if I show up to work every day, if I cook my meals for my kids, or at least feed them every day, I'm disciplined there. How can I turn that discipline button on in a new part of my life? The reason why you haven't gotten to that goal yet, or that dream, or that vision, or whatever, is because we haven't turned that discipline button on. And the reason why you haven't gotten there is because it's something new and you haven't figured out how to be consistent with it. And being drastic for 3 days doesn't get you to that goal. I can like save money for 5 days and I'm not going to be a 6-figure earner because I saved money for 5 days. I can, I'm trying to think of some other goals. Like I can hit my business hard and go live like 3 times in a day, follow up with all my customers, and I'm still am probably not going to make $10,000 in that one day, right? Because those drastic things don't equate to results. And what I love, and I'm going to tie this back to the Bible and God, we don't just go from being a baby to an old person, right? We have gradual stages, year by year, small changes. And when you think about God and all he is and all he has created, and that he's literally outside of time, and that your life, whether it's 100 years, 40 years, bless people's souls, 10 years or less, it's a glimpse. Even the people that live to 100 plus, it's a glimpse of life. But to us, it's small steps, right? And so he's created us to live and make that small progress. So if we operate on the space of like, I want to be a better mom, I want to be a better wife, I want to be a better businesswoman, I want to be better at my job, I want to be healthier, whatever, you got goals you want to hit, it's actually more realistic and more natural to do those small steps. And then you look back and you're like, dang, I just did that small step, that small thing, that 1% thing every day for 365 days. Look at where I am now. If you do something small, I want you to start thinking about it. I'm not doing this episode just to be talking. I need y'all to literally today's the day that you're like, yes, Julia, you're right. I'm doing it. This is a goal that you're talking about for me. And I need to make those small steps because trying to make these drastic steps doesn't work, but I can do those small baby steps. What's that one thing every day you can move and do for your goal? And then after 365 days, you won't recognize yourself possibly, or you're going to be so far along or even closer to your goal that you're going to be like, this is not just a thing that I have to do. This is something that I get to do. This thing that I had to develop and create into a habit, and I had to create that discipline, is now something that I desire. Okay, how many of you have seen people that could not work out? They hated working out. They go do the boot camps, or they start doing, I don't know what, right? They do a weight loss program, then they end up joining the company, right? And then they end up being a promoter because that one thing that used to be something that they did not like, that they had to turn into a discipline, ended up being a desire because that created a habit. And your body, and how we're built for this, you guys. We're built to make daily progress. We're built to be habitual in things and be consistent with things. So after a while, that hard working out becomes something that you're like, you know what? This isn't as hard. I'm not as out of shape. I'm not as out of breath. I feel good after it. And I'm releasing those endorphins. I'm feeling good. I'm noticing my energy is better. I'm sleeping better. I'm fitting in my jeans more. And then you're like, I can't wait to wake up in the morning to work out again, right? It's the same thing for business. It's the same thing for life. It's the same thing in any type of situation. You start as trying to work to make that habit stick with the consistency and the discipline. And then I promise you it will turn into a desire. I actually desire. I'm not a reader, you guys. Like I was a math teacher. I read books, of course, growing up. That I like to read, but I didn't read I wasn't like, let me go sit on the park and read a book. Like, no, I'm a social girl. I'm a talker. I would read books, Boxcar Children back in the day, and like, Babysitter's Club, right? And then when I became a teacher, I felt the need to obviously read to my kids, but I was more of a math teacher. And to this day, I choose Audible books. I choose podcasts over reading. So I looked at this big Bible because I was like, I could do the Bible and just let it be audible, but I really wanted to analyze it and meditate on it and take notes in it. And I'm like, okay, I'll get this done in a year. And a year passed by and I haven't gotten it completed, but it's not about the quantity. It's about the quality, the time that I'm spending. And so I had to release myself of that. But on top of that, I look back at, Julia, you only read like Job before in the Bible, and you only read like a book here and a book there in your life, but now you're actually going through all the books of the Bible, and you have grown so much as a person. You've grown in your spiritual journey. You've grown in your spiritual wisdom. You aren't the same person that you were when you read this book 500 days ago. And it's a continuous process, and now it's a desire. But I'm going to be honest with you, because Julia keeps it real, right? When I get out of habit, when I get out of my discipline of reading the Bible because life throws curveballs, or I'm busy, or okay, I'm going to do that later, and then I get sleepy and I fall asleep, or I don't wake up at enough time in the morning before I go to work, and I go 2 days or 3 days and I feel like I got to catch up a little bit more, right? And I'm like, oh, now I need to read like more than my daily amount. And I get out of habit and I get out of that discipline. Sometimes it's like hard to actually be like, oh yes, let me read my Bible. Okay, it's like, well, I truly feel like sometimes the devil fights me on that, but that's just me in my own spiritual battles. But I say that to say, when I'm in the habit and when I'm disciplined, it's something that I'm like, yes, I want to keep reading this. I desire this. I crave this. I want to know what happens next. Okay, I'm getting some revelation here. Oh my goodness, this is what I need to hear right now because it's applying to my life, right? So that could be you with working out. That could be you with your business. That could be you with being a mom. I mentioned so many goals. It depends on what it is for you. But let's start taking action, and it be small, and document it. Now, why I want you to document your action. When I went back and looked at my binder and I could see some goals that I was taking more progress in, I'm like, okay, that is obviously something that I prioritize. I prioritize my business more than my health. So I wasn't making the same type of small progress as I was with the other one. So then I realized, okay, I need to do some shifting because my health is telling me that I need to do some shifting. And then also, one thing that I always believe in, especially for the believers, if you're like on a day and you're like, I can't work on every goal every day, right? That's normal. But what you can do is pray about that goal. What you can do is meditate on that goal. What you can do is just take some time and think and visualize what that next step looks like for you. That's still action. That's still making progress, okay? So taking the time, like I was like, okay, I can't make a step today on traveling the world, but what's the next place I'd want to go? Who would I want to go with? What would I do? Where should I be? What would it look like? How would it feel? What would I eat? That's still making progress and taking action because I'm putting it in my mind, and then later on it's going to come a reality, and it literally does. Like it's because you're fixated on that, right? And it's something that you're trying to make progress and work towards. So even if one day you can't make progress, you can still visualize it, pray on it, and things like that. So I highly encourage you to do that. You're going to also notice when you're writing it down, you're journaling about your goals, or you at least literally just have a tracker, a daily progress tracker, and you just put that one thing that you did or those two things that you did, you're going to notice your patterns. And you're going to notice when you're like, man, why can't I make more progress in this goal? Well, maybe you need to switch it up, sister. Maybe you need to do something else besides the same thing you've been doing. Like if you do a little 10-minute walk, honey, and nothing else is happening, maybe we need to bump that walk to a 10-minute jog. Maybe we need to bump that 10-minute walk to a 20-minute walk. Maybe we need to add some weights in there. You know what I'm saying? So maybe once you start to actually write it down, you will see your patterns. You will see what you're spending the most time on. You will also see that, and I'm a believer in like write it down. Like I think the more you write things down, the more it sticks with you and it starts to become your reality. So I hope this is helpful. I hope and pray that you take some action this month, this week, and today. Take some action, make that small step so you can look back 365 days from now and see how far you've come. I love you. Have a good day.